Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gather Them Podcast. I'm your host Jerome, and we're back. I feel like I'm going to wear my glasses like this in order to see and to record because I don't have contacts right now. It's been a bit of a struggle, as of late. I love how I did that as if I had hair, and I don't have hair. Um, but no, things have been kind of a lot lately. Like if you've listened to my trauma cake episode, then I think you probably know things are not great. So right now I'm learning how to do dialysis on myself because I am going back on dialysis. And that is not fun. But it is something that I am learning how to deal with and how to just navigate as a person that has done it before in center versus like someone that has done, you know, I've done like in center. I've never done PD. That's like the catheter one. But I will say it is something right now that I am learning how to manage myself because I just see how, again, the way the world is going, and I realize I can't be afraid of like my own body. Like, you know what I mean? That can't make sense to me. And so I have this like thought of like, let me just re-envision this as me being like, I can be like a superhero and I could be cyborg and I could see my life as this or this as this thing that keeps me alive so that I can keep living each day and, coming back to, again, spend time with friends and family. So I think that it's just par for the course. I think it's caused me to realize a lot of things about myself. That's something I wanted to maybe talk about in this episode too, and this things that I'm anticipating for 2026 because honestly, there's a lot of shit going on right now. And the truth is, I really don't have the time to navigate from spaces of fear. One thing that I don't take for granted, but I think I've reflected on is that I'm not actually even supposed to be here. Like when my friends and family talk about how I went through everything I went through when I first ended up on dialysis and got really sick, I'm like, it sounds like I was like going to be dead. So to make it to 33 and be an Aquarius, 34 next month, like, to make it to that, like, I feel grateful and like I've done a lot of great things in my life. I haven't done anything I haven't necessarily wanted. I've done a lot of things I've not wanted to do, but like I haven't really I wouldn't say I would go back and change those things. And again, I don't know where things are going or like where I know where I'm headed. I'm only going up. I'm not going down. I just feel like sometimes it can be like the way to the top often feels like I don't know. It's not even a way to the top because I'm like I'm not even looking for I don't even know what the top is anymore. Like I realized a couple people have all like asked me questions about like where do I see myself in 5 years and like what am I doing next? And I'm like, honestly, I don't even know anymore. I think I've done a lot of things that people wanted me to maybe do, but I wouldn't say that I want to be this well-known person with all this influence and that is this world changer in the same way that I wanted to be before. If I'm being really honest, like if I'm being really honest, I don't really want to save the world as much as I used to. I think I want to save individual people more. And I think that's always been my mission is the idea that I've wanted to reach people across the top, which is why I've always tried to work in this way of, well, let me get a job that's like a little more, a little less direct practice and a little bit more macro because then maybe it'll allow me access to the system. And it's interesting because as I've gone into the system, I've learned that there's just no fixing it. There's no repairing it, and that there's a lot of um, people, I think, that are, I'm just gonna say, using the system to continue to put people at a disadvantage because the reality is that like things haven't really shifted much when it comes to affordability and who meets the requirements for being poor and who requires meets the requirements for being like middle class because the middle class is almost non-existent anymore, especially when these programs a lot of times will stay at the, I don't know, like the like low $30,000 entry range. Um, so I've discovered things about myself. Some of it is that behavior complex that I've always felt like I needed to save people. I don't really feel that as much now. Like I feel like even in when I and I'll like just say in my sessions how I show up in my sessions um with like my like individuals or my people, or is that like I will literally say like that in the beginning that like I'm just the observer. I'm like someone that's here. I'm someone to help you sort out your feelings, your thoughts, your this, your that. But you're the one with the experience. You're coming to me because you're the one with the insight. You know you better than I know you. And so I had to really take that to heart in myself and stop going to my own sessions and being like, okay, like fix it, I'll help, whatever, because you actually have to show up, like, and do the work. So, anyway, this episode's, we don't talk about 2026, excuse me, y'all. We don't talk about 2026, um, off the dome, things that I'm not looking forward to. I'm going to just start and say I'm not looking forward to the 2000, no, what is it? The 200, not 2000, oh my goodness, 250th um, anniversary of the US, only because I know it's going to be a big inconvenience for folks, especially getting around Philly. A lot of events are supposed to be in Philly. I don't know where everything's supposed to be, but I do know that there's going to be an event near my place of residence, and I am going to be shaken to my core. I am like going to not want to be here. Thank God I have a passport because I am trying to get the ASAP, like for real. I'm also not looking forward because ICE is also showing up now in Philly. There's been TikToks going around that ICE has been in Delaware County. There was a lady that was yelling outside of her window, calling this man a fake police officer. So I'm like, it's already starting to happen. That like the stage is starting to be set where people are just going to be mysteriously disappearing and a lot more things are going to become intense, I think. It's going to be very interesting because find I found another TikTok of a video where there was a woman or a person that said that since the Eagles lost, Ice coming is like right on time, which is also the cons the Aquarius is like conspiracy theorist in me. My brain is like fucking tickling like when I think about this shit. But like, is that why the Eagles lost early? Because they needed to get Ice here like ASAP? Like, I don't know. Like sometimes I just wonder about stuff like that. Like, cause it almost feels like to beat us while we're down. And I know that's like not very like scientifical or whatever, and that's very woo-woo, but it's a conspiracy theory, like, X-Files, like fuck it. Like I love the X-Files. Um, I need to actually I think they're gonna bring that back too. Excited. Not sure when that's coming up. Buffy is delayed. I did find that out. But not looking forward to the anniversary, it's going to be hell. Going to be hell. I'm also not looking forward to the FIFA World Cup only because again, that's another inconvenience. I don't know how that's going to work in Philly. It's very interesting that all of this is happening right now at a time where my life is being inconvenienced. I wouldn't say inconvenienced. Uprooted, maybe, by the fact that my health is back in this situation. Because I think this place that they're building is near where I work because I work a few blocks away from where they're going to take this empty building and destroy that. But because of what I'm going through right now, there's going to be certain things that happen where I won't have to deal with that. Thank, thank God. Yes, we will see. We will see how that works. What else? That's gonna be inconvenience. Travel SEPTA's been a mess still. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know how SEPTA's gonna work. I don't know how because that's still 15 minutes for the L. I don't know. Now, the National Guard, from what I understand, is also going to be another interesting thing because from my understanding, from what I've heard from more than one person, I've not looked into this, so I cannot verify it. Mayor wants, is it Homeland Security? Hold on, Siri. Hey Siri, ask ChatGPT, who does the Philadelphia mayor want to come to Philadelphia? Is it
Here's a long answer from ChatGPT. Check important info for mistakes. As of now, there is no public information indicating Philadelphia Mayor Sharon Parker has made a specific request for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agents to come to Philadelphia. However, recent events have heightened tensions between local officials and ICE. In January 2026, Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilal criticized ICE agents following the fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good by an ICE agent in Minneapolis, stating, "You don't want this smoke," and calling them fake and wannabe law enforcement. Additionally, District Attorney Larry Krasner has warned that ICE agents who break the law in Philadelphia could face arrest. These statements reflect local officials' concerns about ICE's actions in this, but there is no indication that the mayor has specifically invited ICE to Philadelphia.
the National Guard? That's who it is. Siri, ask ChatGPT, is it the National Guard that the mayor wants to come to Philadelphia?
Now, there is no public information indicating Philadelphia Mayor Sharon Parker has requested the deployment of the National Guard to the city. While the Trump administration has extended National Guard deployments in other cities, such as Washington, D.C., through the end of 2026, there is no evidence that Philadelphia is among these cities. That was from ChatGPT.
Okay. Well, listen. So there we go. We're gonna run with it. And the folks that are telling me that, stop telling me that. But it is good to know that we've got support around the ICE thing because I've been feeling like people don't really give a fuck about Philadelphians right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Philadelphians have had it hard over the past like couple years, except, I mean, the Eagles went in, and then the loss, I get it. But like, I'm just like, the past year has been stressful as fuck in Philadelphia. I don't know how anybody has not like blown a tit, and there probably have been people that have, because of how stressful it has been. Um, I again, I don't know how we're going to do the 250th anniversary. I don't know how we're going to do the FIFA World Cup. It is supposed to happen. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know. Things I am looking forward to this year. I will say I'm looking forward to this. I've been hearing a lot of people say that they're looking to cut the subscriptions. They're looking to cut the Netflix. They're looking to cut you know, the unnecessary costs. They're looking to get more creative. I'm here for that. I think that it's about time. I've been in my creative bag for a minute. I'm trying to stay in my creative bag. It's been very, I'm not going to say it's been difficult. I'm just going to say it's been a little bit hectic trying to get this content out because again, like I think the thing that threw me off was I didn't record that 1 week. I recorded the 1 week and then I ended up accidentally deleting the video because or not deleting the video. What am I talking about? I accidentally um what did I do? I didn't record the audio. I didn't record the audio. And then I had one where I did accidentally delete a video, and I was like, well, it kind of sucked because I was like, well, I wasn't really into it anyway, so that was fine. But yeah, it's hard to do all this by myself, you know. So I'm glad to hear other people are creative, and so I'm just hoping that there's opportunities to collaborate with other people. I'm looking to get back out there with my friend group, and see what they're doing. I'm trying to stay consistent. It's not easy again, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. I've also been doing other things, so I've kind of I've had this period where I've talked about it a little bit earlier of my like I don't know what I'm doing in my 5-year plan anymore. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. All I know is I just know I want a man. I know I want a man. That's it. That's all I know. I know I want a man. I'm tired of being alone. I've been alone like for a lot of time. Um, I know it's time. Like I know that it's time to have a man. I know that there's that. That for me is a priority to find someone that is like-minded. Like it can't be anybody. Like for real. Like I'm so serious. I'm not. I'm like like we're not desperate over here, but I am ready to like have to experience intimacy and see what that's like and experience a softer side instead of being like a robot all of the time because I'm not a robot. I am a person and I have needs and desires and wants and like I'm allowed to have that. And so I have gone through this period of realizing that and so I want that now. And I'm trying to put more effort into it than I had before. So that's another thing that that's something I am looking forward to in 2026 because I realize I'm actually very eligible right now. Like people I even though I don't really care about that kind of stuff, like I don't per se care about like I think I care more about being autonomous or being someone that has the ability to be sovereign and not have to live my life by someone else's rules. I want to like go as I please and do as I want. And the idea of like even having a business or a practice or just something that's mine that I feel like I can, um, that people are going to come to see me for regardless because I'm me makes me feel good and comfortable enough to say like, you know what, I can keep doing this. I can keep, pushing. I can keep going. People are going to still want to show up. So for me, I'm feeling great about that. I don't feel like that's going to be a thing in 2026 that's going to hinder me. If anything else, I just see myself working with people less and like doing less direct practice and eventually just becoming a licensed clinician, but like I just wouldn't see clients. Like I think that that would be the thing that I would just do and keep getting my hours and teach and you know again I'm going on this like I'm going on an IT journey right now, y'all. I'm like really excited about it. I'm learning how to code and things like that. So I'm not going to be using this chat GBT for long. We trying to get our own AI bot over here. I want to um these again are things I'm really looking forward to. Like I'm excited about in 2026 the innovation around AI and um is becoming more normalized in the day to day. I was explaining and this is wild because I was explaining my job to my roommate, what was it, last year, some point. No, it might have been yeah, it was last year. It was early last year. I was like explaining like there's has to be a way to automate our job a little bit easier because the work that we do is just so repetitive. We do a lot of letters. a lot of administrative work. We send out a lot of paperwork. We file a lot of paperwork in my job. So I feel like there should be some kind of system that's HIPAA compliant, but that's automated. And I was trying to get that across and explain it then, and it didn't make sense, I think, or it was just like, oh, this ethics thing, da 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 da, blah da da da. And then we had the same conversation about what I was doing, which was again similar work to what I was doing back then. And he literally was just like, that sounds like that needs to be automated. And I'm like, this is literally what I've been saying for like ever. Like I'm trying to get people to understand that AI isn't this like thing that people, yes, it is partly bad, where it's like, yes, it is destroying the earth, but I'm also like, it is something that is useful when it is used in a like actually helpful way. Like it's not supposed to be this thing that we just, destroy the earth with. Like it's supposed to be like it is super intelligence. So, that we are, I guess, creating because we all pour into it. I think that's where I think the maybe it gets lost at maybe sometimes is the idea because it's learning from us as we give it things, which is why it's like quote unquote super, intelligence, and why they create new models and like keep, expanding and keep, doing these different things because each model does like a different thing. So it's, I think it's way more like intriguing and interesting than people make it seem to be. And I think that yes, it is bad in the destroying the earth and it has the ability to create the, hallucinations and um I'm not, saying that all that stuff doesn't happen. But I also think that like if you're not, I'm just going to be real. If you're not a very smart person, I don't think you should be using AI. I've said this before, but I'm just going to say it. And that's probably why my voice was like, girl, why'd you say that? Because I wasn't supposed to say that. But yeah, I'm gonna be controversial and just say it. I think that smart people are supposed to use AI. Yep. Anyway, I'm also looking forward to this crypto thing. It's very interesting because people say what they want about Bitcoin. But what I will say about Bitcoin is that Bitcoin has never been 95,000 and like it continues to go up. Like it continues to go up. Even when it goes down, it consolidates. I mean, it's like it's a stock basically. It's a digital stock. Like I don't know how to really get across to people that that's all it is. It's like if you were into day trading, then this is kind of your jam. Like crypto's your jam. And so for me, I'm someone I don't like the 9:30 to 4:30 or whatever those hours are. You put your order and you gotta wait and da 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 da. Like I'm not really like that person, but I do like crypto because of the way it moves. I like the idea of like these narratives, the inflows of like how equity gets distributed. Um I like all of the little logistical parts of it when you get really into it. And then when I realized, I was like, oh, it's only like multiplication and like graphs. Like it's not anything that I haven't done before. Um, and it's really, and again, it's like long-term investing. Like if you're going into it and you are someone that's like, oh, I'm just going to just be in and out. Like I've had Bitcoin just sitting. Like I remember they was like get a hard wallet, and I was like, okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna try this out. Da 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 da. I was the person that wasted a lot of money on like trying this out at first. I was the person that was right there in the 2021 like Robinhood, um, you know, whatever, thinking I was doing popping my shit on, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, the thing shutting down, I couldn't figure out how to put a limit order in. I couldn't how to do like all that stuff. And then I was like, you know what, crypto's not making sense. I'm gonna back away. And then it was my brother actually that told me. He was like, "Watch out for XRP," and then he told me to watch out for silver, which I should have done a lot sooner. And that's again, RIP, big bro, looking out. But that XRP, I've been on that XRP. We holding out. But if I had just listened, I'm like, had I just done this sooner, and had I just learned to control my emotions and like not go into it wanting understanding that like, okay, these numbers are going to drop, but that like the value of the thing is going to keep going up, and doing the actual research about like why the thing is going to go up. Like watching the headlines, watching what's happening in the news. Like sometimes I'll watch the news and I'll watch the like regular news about like what's going on in the world, or like in the United States specifically. And it will say something like, "Oh, Trump is doing da da da," da," and everyone's like, "Oh, complaining, blah blah blah, XYZ." Meanwhile, Bitcoin's like going up, and I'm like, so no one else sees that this is happening right now, right? Like I'm one of the few people that's seeing this, and why the tech bros are doing this. And then the thing with the NFTs, everyone's like, "Oh, I don't understand NFTs," and I'm like, well, NFTs are basically digital art, and it's a finite amount. Like, it's literally mimicking Bitcoin in that sense. It's like a finite, like someone can create a finite amount of NFTs. So say like Beyonce created like 500 collectible um NFTs. Like she created 500 like B art like NFTs. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, I need to scramble and figure out how to get my little Bitcoin together, da 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 XYZ, to get her that money, or I need to figure out how to get my Beyonce coin to her to figure out how to get her that money because she created a Beyonce coin on Pump Fund, and she needed, y'all to send her the money and for this thing. And y'all wanted this collectible because y'all are the Beehive, right?" And so they create, y'all go through this thing, y'all get the collectible, y'all own this thing that y'all can post on your website or online or whatever, your Twitter, whatever, and it stands out as being like this official thing that you got from Beyonce because you paid 500 Bitcoin, like not 500 Bitcoin, but $500 in like Bitcoin, or $500 in like Beyonce coin. And you ended up like getting this exclusive thing. Like that's literally how I thought that we would get to crypto, right? That's kind of where I'm still thinking we're going to go, but I think it's taking a while to get there because people are just so like wanting to hate everything so bad, and like not understand that like the information is like right there. Like I don't know how else to, and this is why I think I personally have been falling back a lot, and I'm going to try to make more of an effort to reach back out to people in 2026 and be more to show up more. It's been really hard, I think, to be present in my life because of everything that I have going on. But it is I just feel like I know a lot of stuff that's happening right now. And I just know that like there are things in the works that are going to create the people that do really, really well and people that, won't. Like people literally, and that's the thing. That is the funniest thing too about NFTs, is I keep hearing people say like, "Oh, remember NFTs? Remember when NFTs were a thing?" And people don't remember that trends are a thing, that like history does not rhyme or does not repeat itself, that it rhymes. It does. So I feel like we're going to get back to this point where we're going to have this like push for like the digital economy, and like everything's going to be online and everything's going to be this and everything's going to be that, but it's not going to be social media. Like we're not going to be just on, or it's going to be like social integrated into some things, but like we're going to have to be outside a little bit more and touch grass, but we're going to have our phones or whatever, and it's going to do more of the things for us. Um, and so I'm wondering if that's going to be like something that just, is more of a push. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be right now in the near future. Again, because of the divide between like people need money first. the rich and the poor, all of that. I'm projecting at some point, maybe 2040, we get there to where, people will be like, okay, we had enough, like, we going whatever, and or things are going to at least maybe be better, but like maybe 2030 for like when people have had enough. Because this year is also the midterms. I'm not looking forward to that. That's going to be a fucking mess. I'm not looking forward to the fact that a lot of things are going to be sequels and reboots this year. I'm not looking forward to um, the fact that a lot of the gaming spaces are going to be again repeats. I'm curious to see what new things come out. I'm building a PC, so there's going to be that. I'm really excited about that. I think I'm more excited about the personal projects I'm doing. I'm more excited about that. Like I'm more excited about my crypto project. I'm more worried or more excited about my um like continuing to run a practice and, learn how to um invest, and I'm just more excited to, have more experiences with friends and family. It's hard for me to say that I'm excited from things that are happening in the world now. And I don't know how to, and this can kind of be my final thought, and we can wrap up here. I don't know how to make myself, or if it matters anymore. I don't know if it matters anymore. Do we have to, does it matter if we care that like we're connected to the next thing or the next, big thing? Like I think it matters that they're connected to like the news in the sense that, we need to know what's happening to each other. We need to understand like that the world, that people are going through things, and that um we need to still create real change in the world. But I don't know if we like, for example, like Scream 7 comes to mind. I just want to end on that. Like, I'm not excited to see that. Like, I'm not going to go see Scream 7 because of how they treated Marissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, and the fact that there's literally still this war happening in Palestine. Like, no one is fixing it or doing anything. And these people are still living in tents. And it just seems so, it's so heartbreaking that it's demystifying almost. It's very Neptune's out of Pisces, like very Neptune entering Aries as we end. Um, I don't have this desire for, and maybe that's why these episodes may be coming out like a bit slower sometimes, because I don't really have the same desire to um put out content to talk about like the next thing, or like that be the first one, or to be, I don't know if I've ever had that desire to be the first, because it's always been in my nature to want to investigate the facts first. I think the thing is that the facts just keep changing so quickly. So it's like, well, what do you talk about? Like, what do you talk about on the podcast? What do you bring to, to the discussion? And I think sometimes it is like, well, what is it that I'm working on? What is it that I'm doing? It is this crypto stuff. It is this, um, the IT stuff. It is the fact that I'm, running a practice, that I'm coming out of a period of struggle, that this is a time of not so much loss, but almost looking at the bright side, or looking at the reality of it all, and taking off the rose-colored glasses a little bit, and just being real with myself. I'll say that, being real with myself about what I want in life. Because again, I don't really know what I want for like when I'm 50 per se. Like I don't even know where I'm gonna like what's gonna happen anymore. And I saw this TikTok that was again, I need to like get off the phone, but I saw this TikTok where this lady was talking about no, it was an Instagram reel, not a TikTok. Instagram reel where this lady was talking about how or talking about how millennials have experienced time in a non-linear sense because we've experienced like people telling us, oh, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this, and you're going to do this. But how that really doesn't exist and how you should technically just embrace the chaos and just go with it instead of trying to fix everything. And I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense. And maybe that's how I need to just approach life and stop trying to fix everything and trying to make it all perfect and just live day to day like it's just another day. I feel like by the time I get to that point in my day though, I've like forgotten it by the next day. Like I'll go to sleep and then forget that the next day. So I need to like write that down and then that's what it see, you know? It's the brain. Anyway, that's it for this episode. You can follow me on Gather Them Pod, at G on the socials, on Instagram, Twitter, also known as X or formerly known as Twitter, and on TikTok. You can also follow me or send me a message, gatherthempod@gmail.com. Why I'm gonna get this together. Like we gotta get this together. I really have to just write this down or something because my brain just won't get it. I think because I'm trying to keep up with the thought and I think quicker than I can speak. Like if I can talk like this and then I can speak in my head, like it just is not matching. Like my brain is like do 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 do, but that's the ADHD. Um, we're gonna work on that. Anyway, I hope everyone has a good rest of their week, and I will talk to everyone next week. Bye.